This is a game that is low key kind of intriguing to me. This is a game that we will also be streaming on our Discord. If you guys are not a part of the Discord, come on over there and check it out. But we had the Commanders sitting at 2-1 on this season, and the Arizona Cardinals sitting at 1-2. The Arizona Cardinals are at home this week, and they have a 60% chance of winning this game. Mark, tell me how the Arizona Cardinals can win this game.
Okay, so my three keys. Number one, okay, so Jaden Daniels had a breakout game last week. He's the first. So, Buck, I will tell you, you were right. He was the guy that threw the first touchdown out of Caleb, Bo, and him. So you were right about that. Um, so you can't let him have another breakout game. You can't do that. Two, Kyler Murray needs to play better. He's been playing really good this year. He had a bad game last week. Also, their run game needs to be better. They only had 19 yards rushing, which is absolutely terrible. Third, Marvin Harrison Jr. is coming off a couple of good games. He needs to keep that up. I want to see him have a better game.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. might be one of the bust if he doesn't break out soon because generational talent, yada yada yada, right? But with that being said, guys, the Washington Commanders are playing some really really good football right now. They actually have not punted or turned the ball over in 2 straight games. With that being said, they are starting to play a lot more efficiently. Week number 2 versus the Giants, they were in the red zone 7 times and it settled for 7 field goals. Last week versus the Bengals, they ended up scoring 38 points, but their defense could not step up as well. So key number 1 for the Commanders this week is the defense needs to play well. The defense needs to hold the Arizona Cardinals under 20 points and get an interception or 2. Get to Kyler Murray early and often. Rattle that cage. Number 2, I want to see that red zone efficiently consistently go up. The offense is kind of low key moving the ball at will with Austin Eckler out this week. Brian Robinson Jr. needs to step up and really carry that load. Next up is Jalen Daniels. Continue to do what you're doing, bud. I don't know if Dan Quinn is that quarterback whisper or if it's Lane Kiffin or whoever the offensive of coordinator is. He's doing something right. So Jaden Daniels, keep doing you and doing well. So Mark, Cardinals do have a 6% chance of winning this home game versus the Commanders. Nobody really expected the Commanders to be 2-1, really competing for anything right now, but they are leaders of the NFC East. But who do you got winning this game and why?
I'm going Arizona. I just think that they're going to get back on track. And I think Washington, like you said, they're not going to be a good team. They had a really good game last week, but I just feel like Arizona is going to get back on track and they're going to win. And that would be really good for my fantasy because I got Murray.
and I coach with a guy that is a huge Washington Commanders fan. Back in August, he's like, Jaden Daniels going to win Rookie of the Year. I'm like, no, it's going to be, Harrison or Neighbors or Bo Nix, anybody but Jaden Daniels. But right now, Jaden Daniels is playing really, really good. He reminds me of C.J. Stroud from last season, right? He is playing well out of his mind. He's not making mistakes. He's not making stupid mistakes. And he's really actually reading the defense. But the Cardinals, they are low-key pretty good. They are low-key kind of going to roll off 7, 8, 9 wins this season. I think one of them do come to the Commanders. I think the Commanders just aren't ready to really compete in that prime time slot per se, week after week after week. And I think the Cardinals do get them. So guys, let us know, Commanders or Cardinals in the chat below. Both of us are taking the Cardinals.
Shane Steichen is a low-key good coach, man. And him and Murray is a good fit.
Yeah, and I like how Kyler Murray kind of called out Harrison Jr. Like, my job isn't to force feed you the ball, get open, right? And I like how they're holding each other accountable. Like, that's really, really good. Alpha Rob says the Cardinals are slightly better. Slightly better. Okay. Derek says we are about to see if the problem was Kyler Murray or Cliff Kingsbury. Who do you think the problem is? Was it Murray or Kingsbury?
I don't know. Kingsbury's in Washington now, and look what Jaden Daniels is doing. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's also an offensive coordinator, wasn't the head coach. So
Right, but
maybe,
I mean, he's helping the development of both those guys.
yeah. Maybe he's just not meant to be a head coach. I don't know. There are some people just not meant to be head coaches.